So I was going through a box of a few of my old things today, and I came across these. A few Super Nintendo game sleeves, a Super Scope adapter, and an SNES controller. Now this is really cool because I didn't know I had any of this. Especially this controller, that's what I'm really excited about. They're pretty expensive nowadays, especially for the authentic ones, and it looks like it's in good shape. I mean, hey, it's not even crusty. Well, it shouldn't be. I usually take pretty good care of my stuff. The fact that all this has been separated from the rest of my game items actually surprises me. So I'm just going to set it right on the shelf. Definitely get some use out of that later on. So Mike is over tonight, and we're playing some Street Fighter 2 Turbo for our usual warm-up. It's the first match, and we're tied at 1-1, but that's just fine. Mike is playing like trash, and he's giving me this opportunity to wrap things up with a Shoryuken. But not just any Shoryuken, the strong one. So pop that combo off and... Wait, what happened? Did I execute the combo wrong? Did I press the wrong button? No, of course not. So how did I miss? The button doesn't work. It's not doing anything! Oh god, it's all I can focus on. I bet if I were to just push on the button a little harder, it would... Oh, come on! Do a Shoryuken. Just get up and do a Shoryuken. No! No!
Motherfucker.
So if you want to avoid a situation like what I just went through, you're going to want to have a couple of things to take care of your Super Nintendo controller. You're obviously going to want the controller, the bum one right here. Now, the button that was giving me trouble was the L button. And what I did here is I put a bread tie around the controller wire here because I'm going to be taking this apart and I want to make sure that, you know, the wire doesn't get in the way. It's just nicer to have it contained. The rubber band will do fine, anything you want. So the next thing you're going to want to have here is some rubbing alcohol. This is pretty standard. It's basically my go-to when I clean anything to do with my games. It's good stuff. Cheap, available anywhere. Next thing you're going to want to have, precision screwdriver. It's a Phillips head. I like the real small precision screwdriver. Mine's got like the pivoting back end here so you can put your palm on it and turn it with one hand, so it's easier. But any screwdriver would probably fit these. And the final thing you're going to want to have here are some Q-tips, and you know, I got one right here. So what we're going to want to do is take this controller and flip it upside down on your table, and we're going to go from there. So we got our controller, and we're going to want to flip this thing over, and you're going to see the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 screws. Let's go ahead and get those out. Okay, so now you've got your screws out of the controller. What you're going to want to do is take the thing and set it on its face on your surface and remove the back half of the shell. And as you can see, there's not a whole lot going on in here. Makes for a nice easy fix. The next thing I'm going to do is remove the controller wire from these plastic pins that secure it. And as you can see, that's not very hard. We'll pull out the controller chip from the front half of the shell and leave the buttons down. Now we can have a good look at the front side of our controller. You can see all the backs of the buttons except for the pad that goes to the D-pad. That's still stuck to the controller board here. Now we could give the whole controller a deep clean, all the contacts and everything, but that's not what I'm going to do. I'm only worried about the L button in particular, but I'm going to have a look at both the L and R buttons since they seem to be the most fragile of any of them. So I've got the board flipped over here, and what I'm looking for on these L and R buttons are any loose wires or broken wires or bad soldering joints leading up to the boards that have the contacts that connect to the L and R buttons. And from what I can see, everything looks pretty solid. I don't really have any complaints with these. So I think what I'm going to do is just clean off the contacts. What you're going to want to do is get yourself a Q-tip. Any cotton swab will do. Store brand, name brand, doesn't matter. And a little bit of rubbing alcohol. Go ahead and screw the cap. Get that cotton nice and... Oh, no. Oh, man. You know, somehow I always manage to do that. And it's a good thing it didn't saturate the board. So you're looking at at the top of your L&R boards here. And you see the black spot. That's the spot you're going to want to hit with the rubbing alcohol. So just give it a nice light scrub and turn it around and wipe it dry. Now, I don't know how well you can see it, but there's actually a dark spot there on the Q-tip. It's getting some dirt off. This might be working. So we'll do it to the other side for the L button, which is the one that gave us the most trouble. Looks good. Looks real good. So we're gonna go ahead and take out the actuators. Might as well hit those while we're at it. Same process. Now that those are all clean, we're just going to put them right back where they belong. Now it's time for the D-pad actuator. Oh man, if I could just figure out how it went back in. Oh, come on. Always keep track of where these things went. Make sure that your L and R buttons align. And the important part here is to carefully place the wire back in those plastic pins. Secure it. The buttons press well. Everything seems alright. It's all solid. Let's go from there. Put this controller back together. So now that we got the controller clean, there's only one thing to do now, is just to give this thing a test run. It looks pretty good, the buttons press good, the actuators are all in place. Now I could have taken the time to clean up the rest of the buttons, but they weren't broken, there was no problems with them, and I was trying to make this video short and sweet. So, let's have a look. So I haven't had any trouble with the new controller fix here. No problems at all. It seems to have worked just fine. And I'll show you what I mean. You know, now that I got the controller in the screen, works good. Works real good. And I don't even mind taking the loss just to show you guys. This has been a resounding success. And what can I say? Stay tuned. Watch more KO Retro. Thank you for watching this episode of KO Control. And there's going to be many more. If you like the video, please subscribe. Hit the like button. Helps us a lot. Thank you.